I titled my message today with something that sounds silly but isn't really. It's called I Think I Can, I Think I Can, I Think I Can. Now, that is completely unoriginal, and that came to me from a book I was read to by my father. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, many decades ago. Yeah. And it's about this little train carrying toys, carrying nutritious food. Yes, even, by the way, it was written in 1930. Nutritious food for boys and girls, and they had all sorts of vegetables and all sorts of fruits, and it was very, very wholesome. Of course, at the end of their meal, they were getting lollipops, but that's just the way it is. But so off they went, all the little toys, the dolls and the toy elephants and toy clowns, and off they went because they wanted to get to the other side of this huge mountain so they could give their toys and their nutritious food to good little boys and girls at the other side of the mountain. So off they went, and just before the mountain, the train they were on got really tired and stopped. So there's a real problem here. And so the clown jumps off the train, and he waves down an engine that comes by, and this haughty engine said, they asked, could you pull our train? No, I only pull passenger trains. I wouldn't be seen with the likes of you. And off it went. And then another train came by, and it was brand new and shiny, and that train said to the assembled toys, who do you think you are? I mean, this is, I'm a brand new shiny train, and I'm going from state to state carrying people who look out the window while they dine on white tablecloths. Goodbye. Well, a few more of those came by, and finally, the clown waved down, the toys started to cry, and a little blue train came up, and it was only a little larger than the train that we're in. And even though it's Father's Day, I can tell you that this one train, this little blue train, was female. And just, the authors do something. And so the female train said, well, I don't know if I'm strong enough, but gee, I really know that you need help. So hook on to me and we'll see what happens. And so, and this little train had never been to the other side of the mountain at all, never done anything adventurous of that sort. But off the two trains went, and the small train, the blue train rather, the woman train, was saying, I think I can, 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 I think I can. And the trains went faster and faster and faster and faster. And they got to the top of the mountain, and then they started going down the other side of the mountain, and the little boys and girls down below were cheering, and on the way down, the little train, the blue train, could be heard, I thought I could, I thought I could, I thought I could, I thought I could, I thought I could. And that is, it's for 3-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 7-year-olds, and us, frankly. It just came to me, and that seemed to be perfect. Because one of the most famous quotes in Unity is from our co-founder, Charles Fillmore. And this is as follows. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. You will know that if you stick around here. And I'd like to refer to slide 1, which is from the Bible. It's Matthew 7:7. Ask and you will receive. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks will receive, and anyone who seeks will find, and the door will be opened to those who knock. And that's basically the third principle of unity. Now, what is principle? And how does that differ, say, from a rule? Well, a rule, as we understand it, are human-made, and they organize society, and they keeps the time for us and the calendar for us, and establishes red and green lights, and we're supposed to, in most cases, know what they mean and obey, and they set up the rules for individual and different societies, and that is human-made. But principle is in all places, at all time, everywhere, and you can opine about it if you like, but that's just the way it is. Kind of the universe works that way. So it's good to pay attention to that. For example, gravity is a pretty strong principle on Earth, and it varies, of course. So now we know the other planets and the moon, but gravity is afoot throughout the universe. That is, we're pretty sure that throughout the universe, 2 + 2 = 4. And the laws of modern physics and even string theory prove this out, that principles work the same way everywhere. And so principle is beyond important. It's ubiquitous, and we can love it, just accept it, think about it, or we can even reject it at our own peril, but that perhaps could get you some lonely time with a white coat, but I won't get into that. It's, that's kind of different. So with principle, we create our life experiences through our thoughts and feelings. We have the choice of creating a life with positive thoughts or negative thoughts. And in the words of the Course in Miracles, which we love, we can always choose again. And this is a process. It's not at all like a light switch. We just get better at it, hopefully, with wisdom and years. We are, after all, learning human beings. The ultimate goal is a shift in our own consciousness. By transforming our habitual thought patterns, we change our life circumstances. Step by step, we can create and change our perspective from a glass half empty to a glass half full, or a glass completely full. Let's all be patient with ourselves, be gentle with ourselves along the way, because we're learning and we're going to make mistakes. But the good news is, according to Unity Reverend Brant Colbert, our thoughts are magnets, and we are powerful co-creators. Now, if we could look at slide number 2, that would be great. Number 1, God is absolute good. God is everywhere present. Number 2, human beings have a spark of divinity within them, the Christ spirit within. Their very essence is of God, and therefore they are inherently good. Number 3, which we will concentrate on today. Human beings create their experience by the activity of their thinking. Everything in the manifest realm does have its beginnings in thought. Number 4, prayer is creative thinking that heightens the connection to God-mind, and therefore brings forth wisdom, healing, prosperity, and everything good. And 5, knowing and understanding the laws of life, also called truth, are not quite enough. A person must also live the truth that he or she knows. Get out of the pew, get out of your meditation cushion, get off that, and be out there in the world in whatever way you hear your activity will be a blessing, is what that means. And so, let me say, too, that beyond that, we're co-creators with God, creating reality through thoughts held in mind. Now, that got me to thinking about thoughts and feelings. In my personal opinion, feelings go even deeper. I believe that if we listen, really listen, our feelings will lead us to our highest possible outcome. They will guide us toward positive outcomes. That still small voice, trust your intuition. We have intuition, obviously, for a purpose, and everyone here, I'm sure, has experienced their intuition. And thank God for it, and is ours to strengthen that muscle. We have intuition for a purpose, so let's use it. It's almost like a hidden hand, gently guiding you on your own soul's journey. That still small voice will help you create your optimal life experience. Slide 3. The Buddha, 2,500 years ago, said, "All that we are is the result of what we have thought. If a man speaks or acts with an evil thought, pain follows them. If a man speaks or acts with a pure thought, happiness follows him like a shadow that never leaves him." Now, today's perceptive New Thought students might recognize these ancient teachings, and we will call it the law of attraction. Whether we want it or not, if we're focused on a particular outcome, it will show up. Perhaps not immediately, perhaps not on our time. It may not look exactly the way we wanted it, but it will show up in God's way and on God's time. But isn't that fantastic? Look how powerful we are to co-create our own reality. Pretty powerful stuff, wouldn't you say? I think it's just a wonderful gift. A real challenge for us is creating an ideal situation when on the surface things may appear rather gloomy. We may want a different outcome from what the conditions apparently present. Our way shower, Jesus the Christ, looked beyond the present conditions repeatedly in his ministry. Didn't he look past the lame, past the blind, past the lepers? Well, when they were cured of their afflictions, Jesus always maintained that it was their faith which healed them, not necessarily he. It was the outcome Jesus wanted, but it was also really wanted by those who had faith, the people who were in some way afflicted. They co-created the outcome that occurred. It is your faith that makes you well. Now, are there limits to our power to co-create? Well, not at all for ourselves. Our abilities are boundless. However, there are some limits to the outcomes we desire for other people. For example, of course, we would want a loved one to get well. We could, for example, find ourselves, say, by our father's bedside, praying for his recovery. But his soul may have a different journey than you could ever imagine. There are times when the best outcome for him and for loved ones is to let go and let God. Also, an unimagined benefit at the time is that we who are left behind can experience our own soul growth from what is apparently a tragedy. I suspect virtually all of us here have said goodbye to loved ones, and your soul is very engaged. You go through changes, and it may take days, take weeks, take months, maybe even years, but you can feel your own soul growth. You are different. You are changed by what has occurred. And that's true for human loved ones and those of us who are fathers and mothers of pets or who are owned by pets. Since their lives are generally shorter than ours, there is heartbreak and there is sadness, and you go through those very same changes, and you realize what the pet or human is giving you, and that impacts your soul, and you become wiser for it, and you say, oh, that's why this happened, and here are the lessons that being taught us. And you develop empathy, and that, of course, is a blessing. Another thing, it's called, a concept called as if. Act as if you already have what you desire. If you want a promotion at work, act as if you have what you desire. It, yeah, this is personal. If you want a promotion, act as if you already have it. Buy better clothes, buy better suits, shoes, haircut. You've got the gig, you've got the relationship. Work towards it. That will make it singular. It will make it very tight with the universe. You will declare what is good for you, pardon me, but you'll know that you'll have it. It will come to you. Now, we've had a minister here who came to us from another part of the country, and that minister began house hunting before she got a job. And she decided on the house she wanted to live in, and the good news is she got the gig, as many of you know. And so she or he are acting as if. And let me tell you, that will be an affirmative statement to the universe that this is what I want, this is what I deserve, and in some way, this is going to happen. As if. So to help you along the way also, I would suggest creating what's called a treasure map. And let me just see, how many of us know what a treasure map is in a spiritual way? Absolutely no one. That's fantastic. Okay. Well, keep up the good work. That's very encouraging. Okay. What you do is you collect photographs or pictures from either the internet or your favorite magazines or newspapers. And here's what's going to happen. You will create a piece of art that's specially for you, and I guarantee you the pictures that you need are going to show up right on time. Then you as the artist will decide how those images are to be created and mounted on a flat plane, either online or with Elmer's glue. And that will tell you a little bit about what your desires are. It's a very cool technique and it's fun, and it's been used everywhere. I will tell you there is a, under the bench that I'm looking at right now, Janet Carrington's bench, there is a treasure map. And it was created by the people in the congregation 25 years ago when we came here, and we put our stuff under there. And one day it will be dug up, and we'll see what messages are there. We did it when we left the other church on Orange Avenue, and we saw great love letters from World War II and more, and lots of images as well. So this is holy work, and it's work that will benefit you for sure. As I say, you will count on the pictures that you need right there. Create a mosaic on your device, or even glue meaningful pictures onto construction paper. Treasure mapping helps you to concentrate on your choices, and it creates more specific positive energy. And one fine reverend pointed out, we are all divine artists. Slide 4, please. And this is from a wonderful book that you may know about. It's called The 5 Principles by Reverend Ellen Debenport. She's now in charge of all Unity Publishing, and this is a great book to pick up, The 5 Principles. And here's what she says. I am free and unlimited, the co-creator of my experience. What I believe comes to me. What I want is already mine. What I perceive becomes real. We are co-creating this together, my life and this world. The future is mine to design. And so, yes, we are powerful co-creators. And we are going to end as we began, because this is a benchmark quote that I think you'll be hearing or knowing over and over and over again. Very simple, from Charles Fillmore, co-creator of Unity. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. So we can produce and create positive images. We can create what we want, which is quite the treat, quite the blessing. And you know what? We'll get better at it as we walk through life. We're human. We're going to forget. I've not met a human being who does this all the time and does it well. Well, let's be easy with ourselves, and let's remember that this is a learning process. And I would suggest it won't, be all-encompassing, but it will take up the rest of your life. So there is that.